Evening, y'all. Railroad Preserver 2000 here. Oh my god, the brightness is down like by a ton. Hold on here, internet. There we go. Railroad Preserver 2000 here, back again doing another video here. And this is Let's Talk Random 7. This is the 7th video in that sort of stream series. I mean, I seriously doubt anyone's going to join. I take that back. Hey, Robin, how are you? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Sorry it won't be exactly as long because, life happens. And I've been busy. Yes, very busy. Between school, chores, and a lot of other stuff, I just haven't really found the time to stream much, and I haven't been able to go on any real trips or day trips, so that's the reason there's not a lot of content on the channel. So, my apologies to all of those who have subscribed about the extreme lull. I know my grandmother and I are gonna try and go to North Platte, Nebraska later on next summer, but that's still very far away, and I don't even know if it will technically even, come to pass. I don't know though. Nice. I tell you though, uh, let's just say I ended up, I lost my computer again. So yeah. Steam Enthusiast Productions, you will love it. So, wait, you're going to the Saluda grade? Nice. And you'll love the tweet. See, the only surviving East Tennessee and Western North Carolina locomotive, narrow gauge locomotive number 12 runs there. And an ex White Pass and Yukon route locomotive number 190 runs there as well. I love it. I've been to the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad, Steam Enthusiast, and guess what? That is where I took my first ever train ride. When I was 4 years old, I took my first train ride there. Missed 1702 by about a year, but I made up for it 8 years. I've made up for it since then. I've seen it twice now. My grandmother and I made a trip during my last fall break up there to see it, to ride behind it, and I saw it again on my recent trip to Biltmore. I just lucked out and having to catch it in what's the word? Dillsboro. I caught it in Dillsboro departing, and I was able to film it departing. But yeah, I'm glad at least two people are on. Yeah, I wish there was more, but you know, I don't mind it. I mean, I know everyone's busy. Well, it's either oil burners or the green idiot or the Greenpeace people will try and shut it down. I mean, I have no problem with environmentalists, but for God's sakes, they should at least allow their. I mean, they can't. I don't have any problems with environmentalists, but Lord have mercy. Make up your dang mind. You can't stop tourism. People love steam. Get used to it. Okay? Just get used to it. Anyway, aside from that little rant, if you guys noticed on my channel, I've added 2 new collaboration playlists. I added one with YouTuber Oz's Oz, shout out to him, and technically my first video collaboration with another YouTuber, Cottonbelt SD40T's film Tale of a J-Class, where I recorded a few clips of footage from some documentaries I had, so he could use it to help tell the story of the train he was telling the story of. It was a pain in the neck to film because it was handheld at the time. But the documentaries I got the clips from are on my channel, and I've credited the owners of them. Dude, I have a question. Where do you find the freaking time to go to all these railroads? I'm jealous. I'm telling you, I am absolutely jealous, man. Steam enthusiasts, are you fresh out of high school, man? Because that's the only other explanation I can think of to where you'd have the time to do all this. You got to understand, man, it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to saved up to make all this stuff work. You're going to be able to see 4014, I'm sure. I won't. That's one of the steam locomotives I've dreamed of seeing running since I got word of them bringing it back. I hate it. I don't think I'll ever get to see it. It's like 611. I've seen it in person, but never under steam. I've never seen it under steam in person. Don't get me wrong. I've ridden on plenty of steam railroads, but I've never gotten to ride on a full, legit legitimate mainline steam excursion that's been sponsored by some of these bigger railroads. Thanks a lot, CSX. And knowing how Amtrak has gotten now, it's only a matter of time before most of the steam on here on the East Coast gets freaking taken out. Hey, Zaire. How you doing? Yeah, if you noticed, yeah, as you guys noticed, I lost my computer again. It's nothing serious, but whether or not I'll get it back is yet to be determined. I'm kind of afraid to ask my mom. She's, you know. Good luck, Steam enthusiast. I'm telling you. If you can do this all in that amount of time, I'm going to be impressed. But, yeah. Oh, get wrecked. Oh. Harris, what happened? What do you mean the hurricane killed? Did it wipe out like a railroad museum or something? Okay, enthusiast. Impress me. Ouch. I mean, that's bad, but it's not as bad as how many Katrina killed. Don't forget about that. I'll say this, Nichols, South Carolina, and all those cities that the Carolina Southern runs through, they are underwater. Like, from what my grandmother told me, the Nichols, it already went through one flood. The water level was 29 feet above normal flood level. I'm kind of worried that Nichols is going to be pretty much screwed. Harris, do you think you could look up the Trans-Kentucky Transportation? Because last I heard, they stopped running coal trains in 2015, and then I don't know what the fate is of their U-boats. I want to know what their the status of their U-boat fleet is at, because I'm hoping a museum buys one of them, especially not, I think it was 1958 or something. The TTI Railroad, it's well known by rail fans because of its use in the Universal Diesel Series locomotives, like the GE B36-7s, U30Cs, U18Bs, that sort of thing. Been to Strasbourg. That's where I rode my first steam locomotive, was in Strasbourg. Virginia Railfan Productions, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you were able to join us. But yeah, I can't stay on forever. I gotta go to bed because I have school tomorrow, as a lot of people on this stream do. I'm on streaming on YouTube, and I'm sorry, Virginia. I lost my computer. Yeah, that sucks pretty much. Part of my language. Can you write a letter asking them to turn to Harris? Can you ask them if they can turn that railroad into a scenic railroad, please? And tell them to keep their U-boat fleet. I think the engine I was hoping they could save would be, I think, 9558 or something. I don't know. The reason I'm asking is because it's a former Seaboard unit and it has a freaking RS-5T horn. That's rare to hear nowadays. Hang on, I know this thing pops out. Let me Yeah, that didn't work very well. I was hoping it would pop out and continue streaming. Clearly that didn't work. Yeah. They have a website, the Kentucky Transportation Incorporated. They have a website, and they have a thing where you can contact them, I think by either email or text. You could probably ask a number of museums that are nearby too, if they want to take some of the U-boats, because I think, as far as I know, no locomotive U-boats of the types that they use have been preserved. Might as well start now. But I mean, yeah. So I don't mean to. Some of them that are rare are highly sought after by rail fans like myself because I've never heard them before. Oh, so I know I probably shouldn't be talking about this on YouTube, but yeah. Basically, the short story is my mom ends up packing my lunch because I take a packed lunch to school every day instead of eating the normal school lunch. And on some days, I got the school lunch, but I forgot to add money back into my lunch account. So as a result, I sort of defaulted on it and ended up going into, I guess you could say, sort of a debt. It's not a large one, but it happened so many times prior that my mom ended up getting mad at me about it. And instead of me complaining to her about it and her getting mad at me, I just scrounged up what money I had, allowance money, and a few coins I had there, National Park coins, which I'm sure I'll be able to find duplicates of later. So I'll be able to repay the debt. Whether or not I'll get my computer back is beyond me. I'm not gonna say how much money I owe. People, It's unusual for people to say just how much money they have or how much they owe. That's just not something someone does. Okay, that's between me and me. But yeah, I'm kind of hesitant to ask my mom about when I'll get my computer back, but I'll let her decide that. It'll probably be for the rest of the school year because she has told me, if I screw up on anything again, she's taking it for the rest of the school year, which, I mean, is understandable. She just wants me to do what's best. And I can understand as to how she would see that thing as a distraction, which is perfectly understandable. Heck, I literally went on and unplugged it, and it's in my mom's bedroom right now. That's where the computer's at. But to be honest, it's starting to get rare for me to use it anyway. I think the only time I ever use it is either to talk on Skype or Discord, Google Plus, and really to just check my YouTube channel. The only time I ever do any gaming on it is if I'm recording a video with Jesse, and that's really all there is to it, to be honest with you. And so, I mean, really, yeah. Well, all you can do is suffer through it until you graduate. But I will warn you, Zaire, the real world is far more struggle. It can struggle far more. Is a far more worse of a struggle than high school. Okay? You got to get yourself into the routine of getting up every day and going out to do your job. I don't have a job yet, but I'm hoping to try and, do my own sort of thing, income-wise, because because of my photography. And since it's starting to gain attention, I'm curious to see if maybe I could start a sort of career going with it. Dude, I'm in high school. We don't have recess. Sorry, man. As you get older, you lose that sort of thing. Besides, knowing how generations are now, yeah, I don't. Because the reason I don't get paid for YouTube, believe me, if I really wanted to get extra income, I would monetize my videos, but there's two reasons to why I don't. One, I do YouTube as a hobby, and Virginia Railfan Productions better not drop out of school. That's another unrelated yet other related thing. But yeah, I do YouTube as a hobby, and I don't want to do it to where I get paid because I don't want it to really feel like a job or that I'm doing it for money. That's the thing. I wanted to keep it as a sort of to where it's like a hobby sort of thing, to where I upload and film on my own time, and I film knowing that I can upload it without having to worry about people having to deal with ads, because let's face it, you see advertisements on a freaking constant basis, and it annoys the heck out of me, and I know it annoys quite a few other people too. So I want to try and have my videos not have ads. And basically, if I did get paid for it, I'd have to do it constantly. And as you guys know, if you've seen how many videos I upload, and when I upload them, it's sporadic. It's not constant. It's not daily. It's whenever I have time and when I can do it on my own time. That's the thing. If I did it, while getting paid, it'd be kind of like doing it on a sort of job kind of schedule, and that's something I don't want to have to deal with it just yet. So I mean, I do it as a sort of hobby kind of basis because I'm able to do it on my own time. I'm able to do it at my own pace, and to be honest, I don't have to deal with the stress of like having to do it all the time. Virginia Railvan Productions, let me tell you this. If you drop out, what do you think will happen if you try to get a job, say, working for the railroad, for instance? You gotta have a college degree, or at least a high school diploma, but you'd have to have a college degree to work on a Class 1 railroad. You gotta complete high school before you go to college, okay? I'm telling you, if you want to do what the dream job you want to do later on, you got to get an education and you got to continue striving for it. Believe me, I don't like school, but I've never hated it enough to the point where I want to drop out. Never once have I ever wanted to drop out. Hey, Kevin. JMREM2, how are you? Well, from how education's getting nowadays, though, yeah. Actually, I've always said, you wait a few more years, that might be just the future of education, because back then, back in the earlier days, 1800s, in the 1900s into like the 70s or 80s, kids were homeschooled. They were taught by their parents. And frankly, how do you think people from the previous generations have been so successful? It's because they were taught in the way that they were taught in a way that we have never been taught in. And I think there's a book that talks about basically the dumbing down of America, which talks about the dumbing down of people in education. And it was written in the 40s, but I think in a sense it predicted what was happening now. In a sense, because I've always said that if everybody was homeschooled, there would be no drugs. There'd be none of this violence going on the school grounds. There wouldn't be no fights, no bullying. I mean, I know there'd always be homework. I mean, I wish they would abolish that because let's face it. I mean, what's the point of teaching us something in school only to have us do the exact same thing at home? If you're going to teach the student something, teach him that in the classroom, because if he tries to do it at home on his own, he'll forget the information. There have been studies that show, any information taken in, no matter what time and during the night, is forgotten before the next day even comes. I haven't seen anybody drop out of high school, Virginia Rail fan, but it's becoming rare and rarer now because, frankly, I mean, what people in the job field want are people with trades. They want to see people who have trades. Not, I mean, there's a difference between a career and a trade. For instance, my stepdad works in like the heating and air business, and that's considered a trade. And they're needing more people to fill in the void that he and the older guys who have experience leave behind when they either retire or, pass on. They need people to gain that experience so they can continue that trade. It's like these railroad men. They have to pass on their skills to a new generation before, they're gone. And hope that generation will use that knowledge to their advantage. And frankly, that's what needs to happen, with everyone in every job field now. I think I want to see more of my generation in the workforce learning a trade that they can help, in a sense, master and spread the word about, spread their knowledge about. Because, you can't go and travel anywhere if there's no industry to generate income, because if there's no income, there's no revenue. If there's no revenue, there's no paycheck. And essentially, if that happens, yeah, we're all screwed pretty much. So, yeah. Good luck with that, Desire. I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't mean to cut the stream short, but I do have to get to bed since it's like 9:17. So I believe I will end it here. So yeah, till next time. And in the words of the Terminator himself, hasta la vista, baby.